Hey my beautiful Taurus peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and welcome into your May 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I hope all is well. I want to wish you all a very happy birthday as we're entering Taurian season. Hope you guys are excited for it, and let's see what we got going on here for the Taurus gang. As always everybody, if you are interested in personal services, products, and so much more, feel free to check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's going to be the first link in the description below. You guys can also use code POPPIN, P-O-P-P-I-N, for a additional 20% off of your purchase if you would like to get a personal reading, okay? All right, guys, let's have a look here and see what we got going on for the lovely and amazing Taurus gang. What's going to be going on here for Team Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rise, and Venus throughout May 2023. We did have here the All Gifted pop out as well as the Empress card. With these two cards coming out here together, I do feel like there could be something growing in reference to a talent. So there could be a talent that's growing within you or knowledge expanding. For those of you that have a career where it's kind of like you never feel like you don't stop learning. I mean, life in general, we never stop learning in life, right? But I think that for those of you in like certain kind of careers where you're exploring things or where there's just so much to learn, you're definitely expanding your talents and your gifts there in that retrospect. So if so, very cool stuff to see. And it could be about like a hobby or just anything in your day-to-day life in general. Okay, definitely a lot of growth and expansion in regards to knowledge. But let's go ahead and take a look here, Taurus. We're going to get this last shuffle and begin your reading. Starting out with the overall energy of the month, we do have here the Eight of Swords. So a lot's going on in your mind, a lot's going on in your head here at this time. Definitely feels to me like this could be the energy of overthinking, but if it's not overthinking, it could just genuinely be like overwhelmed or just so much is happening. It's a very fast and quick paced month of May. All right, is definitely something I could say here for you. So it's gonna be quick, it's gonna be fast, it's gonna kind of be like, even if we're in our head, there's no time to think because like so much just has to get done is what I do feel showing up here for you. Looking into your current situation, the Chariot, yep, very fast paced. We have here the Four of Swords and we have here the Six of Pentacles. So it's like, how do I do the things I need to do, but also maintain the same amount of rest that I want to have? And how do I balance it all out? Because Four of Swords is like wanting to rest, needing a nap, or needing a mental reset or break. And then the Chariot's like, it's go time. We got tons of stuff to do. And Six of Pentacles is like, well, how the hell do we balance all of this out? So coming into May 2023, it's like a little difficult here to figure out how to get everything so balanced is what I feel, okay? Having a look here, though, at the Four of Swords, tell me about the Four of Swords, and that Four of Swords is going to be the Nine of Cups, so it's like, how do I make more time for myself? Nine of Cups is about you time, like what you want to do, what you need to do, whatever's going to make you feel more positive and comfortable. Tell me about the Chariot, and we have here the Two of Pentacles, right? It's like, in terms of responsibilities, there's just so much to do, you know? So I feel like coming into May 2023, it's like you got to stay in the game. You got to make sure you're on top of yourself and you're on top of your responsibilities. But at the same time, it's like, man, I just really want to enjoy myself here too. It's springtime. We're getting closer and closer to summer. You know, maybe some of you guys haven't put in your vacation days yet, but you might strongly be considering doing so coming into May 2023. You might actually have a vacation that comes up, so that might be a little hard coming back from that vacation in May, back to work and back to everyday life, okay? And let's clarify the Six of Pentacles. Screw it. Let's see what we got. And we have here the Six of Wands. Yeah, so how do I become successful, right? How do I successfully create balance in my life to where I can do what I love, do what makes me happy, and have enough time to take care of my responsibilities, but also just to take care of me? It's about trying to find that harmony and that perfect balance here, I think, is what many of you are going to try to do jumping into the month here overall, okay? What are some things Taurian needs to be aware about in May 2023? What are going to be some things that Taurus needs to be aware about jumping into May? First card is going to be the Ace of Swords. Taking a look here at the next card for you, we have here the Magician. We also have here the Six of Swords, and we have here the Four of Pentacles. So Taurus, you can't allow what you have right in front of you to slip away from you. I definitely feel like that is something to be aware about jumping into May, because if you take your eyes off the prize too soon, you know, and you're not at the finish line, if you're almost at the finish line, it doesn't mean you've won, right? You got to get past the finish line. So I feel like for Tauruses, whether this is in regards to work, maybe you've been working on yourself actively, but you still haven't gotten yet to where you need to go. It's like, don't feel like you've already won just yet. Don't feel like the pressure's off and that you have to relax or can relax. You know, granted, creating a healthy balance is going to be good for you jumping into this month. It's always great to have a healthy balance of relaxation, but also doing what you need to do. But don't slow down, okay? Don't back off. Make sure you do cross that finish line first is what I'm hearing. Make sure you keep showing up. Okay, Magician here to the Ace of Swords, because if you don't, what's in front of you can slip away from you. All right, so I want to make that known. Now, keep in mind, this may resonate to one Taurus. It might not be any of you that are watching, but I do see a situation too where it's like maybe if you've been going to AA meetings and you've been, you know, not drinking alcohol for a very long time, and you might feel like you have gotten to the point where you've overcome addiction, and then you figured out, let me just have one beer, right? And then you have that one beer, and then everything you worked for resets because that one beer turns to 2 to 3 to 4. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, don't feel like the work is done yet, because it's not. We have to keep working. We cannot allow ourselves to have a setback right now, and we cannot allow ourselves to feel like we've already hit the finish, okay? Because the finish is not here yet. The finish line is still a little further away. So we still have work to do, okay? Keep holding on to what you see. Keep holding on to the vision and the goal, but don't let it slip away from you, is what I'm feeling for Taurus. Big thing to be aware about here in in May overall. Okay, what other information do we have here for Taurus that they need to be aware about? Jumping into May 2023, we have here the Three of Cups. Okay, moving into the next card, we do have here the Princess of Cups, we have here the Prince of Wands, and we also have here the Justice. So, Three of Cups, Page of Cups, Page of Wands, and the Justice card showing up here as well. Three of Cups here to the Page of Cups. There's going to be a lot of opportunities I do feel here, Taurus, that are going to create some happiness and some celebratory energy, okay? What I mean by this is there's going to be a lot of opportunity, Taurus, this month that seems kind of fun, and it is fun, but it is distracting. I can already tell Taurians are not liking this reading. You're like, Ant, you're telling me that I need to create a healthy balance of fun and responsibility. But every time fun seems to appear, it's almost as if you're telling me no fun, all responsibility. You know what I mean? So I know, Taurus, trust me, I get it, but I just keep hearing for you, it's go time, okay? You can create a healthy boundary of fun. I'm not saying you can't have fun this month, but I am saying don't fall into that cycle where fun becomes more the priority than responsibility, because if that's the case, you might miss out on what you've been working very hard on, okay? So Three of Cups here, Princess of Cups. There's going to be a lot of opportunity to celebrate, to have fun, to let loose, but it's going to be a point or come to a point where it's pretty damn distracting, okay? So you have to have your boundaries with it. You know, let's say on the weekend, you have a free day, somebody wants to go out and have fun, go for it. But you know, during a weekday where you have to work or where you have to prioritize a project you're working on and you get an invite to go out and do this, are you going to choose the fun even though it's super tempting, or are you going to stick to the work because you know that that's what needs to be worked on here at this time? So I'm not saying you cannot have a healthy boundary and do what you want, but at the same time, don't overdo the fun when responsibility has to be a good focus here too. Yeah, you know, we got here Page of Wands, we got here Justice. Like, I feel like in terms of balance, there's going to be a lot of temptation that's going to come in here trying to knock you off your balance or knock you off your game. So just something to be aware about, Taurus, okay? Just something to be aware about. You don't want what you've been working so hard on to slip from right underneath you and dissipate and move on from, you, right? All right, guys, moving on forward. 9 of Wands here. Interesting. We also have here the High Priestess. I feel for some of you, there could definitely be something that maybe you're not communicating at this time in the month of May. What is Taurus not communicating? Death card here. Emperor here. You might not be talking about specific changes in regards to how you've been feeling. I think that in terms of control for some of you here, you might not be discussing the energy of control. What I mean by this is you might be in a period of time in your life where maybe you don't feel like you have much of a pull or much control over a situation. Maybe you're at a job right now where you feel like any day, this boss that I'm currently dealing with can just cut me and let me loose without any reasoning behind it, just because they can. And that might be something that's very much so stressing you out. I feel like there's something you're not talking about that's stressing you out because you have no control over it, whether it's a boss who's like that or whether it's an external circumstance beyond your control. So there's some sort of external factor here creating a bit of fear for you, Taurus. And I think that fear starts to become one of the things you overthink about jumping into the month of May. What would be Taurus Taurus's best way to solve this fear, we have here the Page of Swords. We also have here the Knight of Wands. So with the Knight of Wands here to the Page of Swords, I really do feel like the best thing you can do here at this time is allow yourself to refocus and redirect your energy on what it is you want instead. You know, if you're in an energy where you're fearful of losing something, appreciate first and foremost that you have that thing, but also appreciate what it is you're working towards and focus on that instead. Anytime we focus on the fear of loss, it's taking away time to create security and abundance. So the more we focus on the fear and loss, the more it's not helping us either with what we have right in front of us. So I would try not to let the fear and loss stand in the way, or the fear of loss stand in the way here, Taurus, at this time. Especially, for example, if you're dealing with a boss, right, who can fire you at any time with no specific reasoning behind that. Let's say, unfortunately, you end up getting fired. Does it really suck not having a job? Yes. But does it really suck not working for such a shitty boss anymore? Not really. And in terms of finding another job, the universe will take care of you, okay? Especially with people who are like that. You know, I tend to believe that there are good things for good people, even if we don't see it that way. We often hear in the world, it's always the good people that get hurt. Well, if we start to believe it the other way around, we'll see, you know, quite a significant difference. Either way, Taurus, I definitely feel this is not the time to fear or the time to worry. It's just the time to stay focused. The more you can stay focused on the vision and the goal, the more you'll get it done, the more you will succeed, the more you will set yourself up for success. Of course, let loose and have fun, but do not get distracted in only having fun and letting your priorities slip from you, because once those priorities slip from you, it's like, that's when somebody else will seize the opportunity, okay? All right, guys, moving on forward. What can Taurus expect throughout the rest of their May 2023? What else can Taurus expect here, please, throughout the rest of their May 2023? We have here the Lovers. Ooh la la. Like that energy for you. We also have here the Five of Swords. We have here the King of Swords. And we have here the King of Cups. I do see here for some Taurians, something to expect throughout the rest of this month is Five of Swords to the Lovers. Whether you're dealing with a friend, whether you're dealing with a family member, or somebody you're in a romantic connection with, you might notice that at this time, these people that you're very close to seem very disconnected to you in the sense of the life that you're living and the life that you're creating and the things that you're focusing on. So there could be a little bit of issues that arise when people see you're so focused on what you're doing, whether it's work, whether it's your own personal transformation. People don't seem super happy, I guess, that you're less focused on them and you're more focused on something else. And I think it creates a lot of confusion as to why you're so focused in the first place. I think other people aren't getting where you're coming from. You know, I do kind of see a situation here where maybe, Taurus, if this is about career, you might know what it's like in the past to maybe not be very financially stable. So maybe that's why right now you're focusing so much on financial stability, because you don't ever want to experience financial instability again. If that resonates with you, what could be happening here is, let's say you have a romantic partner. Your romantic partner is like, why are you always worried about money? Why are you always worried about work? Why are you always so focused on work? You know, we could be doing X, Y, and Z and having fun together. And you try to explain, you don't know what it's like when you deal with this financial issue. That's why I'm making sure I never have to feel that way again. But from their perspective, what they're thinking about is why are you rejecting me? Why don't you want to spend time with me? Why don't you care about me? So there's a lot of disconnection to how you truly feel and what it is you're truly working on. And King of Swords, you have to be willing here, Taurus, to create boundaries with people this month that just don't understand. It's not that you need to fight with them, and it's not even that you have to make them understand, because if people are choosing to not understand, ignorance is bliss. Whatever you're focusing on this month, you have to be willing to say, listen, I love you and I care about you, but I need you to know right now that my main focus is very important and I need your support in that. And I hope that you will. But even if you don't support it, I still need to do what I need to do. So King of Cups, it's about having that compassion to say, listen, I love whoever in my life that you're dealing with, right? I love you. I care about you, but there's something that really needs to be prioritized. And just know that you have my love, but know that right now this has to be my main focus, whether you're happy with it or not. You know, so you can't feel afraid here to tell people what it is and to be honest with them about that, okay? Especially if it's a financial situation and this is a romantic partner, it's like they have to understand, you know, and if they don't understand, you have to keep doing what you need to do. You know, bigger fish to fry, right? Regardless, whether it's career or anything else, you know, maybe it's, you know, a positive transformation within yourself. It's like, listen, I can't love somebody else unless I love myself, right? Maybe some of you guys are in a space where you're really working on self-love and it's like, I really need to make sure that I'm in a space where I can love me first, Hermit card, before I can really feel loved in a connection with somebody else. right? So a lot of priorities this month, guys. Lots of priorities. And the message here, right, when we looked in the current energies was, well, how do we balance priorities in a good time? It's like, it's certainly balanceable. And that's not a word, I know. But you can certainly balance this situation here. You can have fun, but do what you need to do. It's just, don't get trapped into a lot of the offers this month of things that are going to try to pull you away from your focus, okay? Make sure your focus is the main priority, and then when you have some time to let loose, okay? All right, guys, what's going to be some advice from the universe for Taurus? And then we'll close out with the overall outcome. Taking a look at some advice, we have here the Sun. We have here the Seven of Swords. We have here the Princess of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like people, I think, are very immune sometimes to what true happiness actually means. People will find temporary happiness in everything but in themselves, right? People will find temporary happiness everywhere else except for in themselves. And what they'll do is they'll do many things that'll bring them this temporary happiness as a factor to numb that they're unhappy. And I feel like that is showing up a lot in your life, all right? Not necessarily from you, but from people in your environment. You know, these are people that maybe go to the bar every weekend. It's like, are they really happy, or are they always just drinking? Because in a way, it's fun, it passes the time, it brings in a temporary smile, but what's underneath all of that temporary energy? You feel me? So it's like, you see people that look like they're living their best life, but there's a lot that they are filling in terms of a void. Okay? Now for you, Taurus, the universe is saying it's time for you to fill the void, but in a healthy manner, in taking care of what you know will bring you eternal happiness, and most importantly, happiness from within. It's not about temporarily numbing yourself or filling a void. It's about making sure you're actually happy with the life you're living and with the things you're working on. So don't get caught in the trap of other people who are just trying to fill a void, all right? Because essentially, they're not doing the real work that you're doing here coming into your month. All right, everybody. Having a look here at the overall outcome for Taurus. What's that going to be for May 2023? What's the overall outcome here for Taurus? And what do we got? We have here the Devil, and that Devil is going to be followed up here with the Four of Cups. Yep, it's time to ignore the Devil. I just feel once again, guys, I know it's repetitive, but it feels like there's a lot of distractions here in May 2023, you know? So you got to be willing to ignore the Devil. Even the Devil can wear a red dress, right? So as long as you stay on par and you stay focused, everything's going to turn out just fine. As long as you find a way to create that healthy balance, everything's going to turn out just fine for you as well. The main point here is don't let yourself get so distracted that what you really should be focusing on gets pulled away from you and unfortunately is no longer in the picture. Keep your focus on point this month. It's going to be very quick. May's going to fly by and it's going to be super fast paced. Okay? You might feel like you have no time to think because there's so much to do. Just stay on par, stay on task, be in go, go, go mode. And when you have the opportunity to let loose a little bit, definitely feel free to do so, but do not get sucked into what other people may offer you this month because it's a temporary feeling when you're trying to create something very long lasting. Okay? All right, my beautiful Taurian peeps. It was a pleasure to read for you. Thank you guys very much for coming in. Happy birthday to you all. Once again, please do enjoy your birthday and your birth season. You guys are awesome, and I hope you have a fantastic time, okay? All right, though, everybody, much love. Have a great May, and I will see you all in the next video. All right, take care, Taurus, and bye, guys. Peace.